I look out across the water, I smell the salt, I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee.
So we are here at the most iconic landmark in Australia and maybe one of the most popular ones in the whole world. We've been backpacking around Southeast Asia for the past 3 months, but our journey doesn't stop here. We've got a working holiday visa for the next year, so hopefully it will show you a bit more of Australia.
Over the next 2 weeks, we've created an action-packed itinerary covering Sydney, Brisbane, the Gold Coast, Byron Bay, Melbourne, and last but not least, the Great Ocean Road. We are going to try and see what each destination has to offer and see whether we can see ourselves settling down during our working holiday visa. Starting with 3 days in Sydney, we booked ourselves into an Airbnb in Mosman, perfectly located for the Spit to Manly Walk, a scenic route along the coast where you can get a ferry right into Sydney Harbour. It was the perfect start.
After walking around the Opera House, we had worked up an appetite, so decided to find a restaurant in the Rocks part of Sydney. Next up was the Sky Bar with an amazing view. Unfortunately, all we saw was a storm rolling. Nonetheless, we enjoyed our drinks and got an Uber home via the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Our final day in Sydney consisted of going to Balmoral Beach, 100% would recommend, and then going up high for one last view of Sydney at the Sydney Eye Tower. Brisbane was our next stop.
Brisbane, the Sunshine City in Queensland and home to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary, which was the first thing we wanted to explore.
What a place! There are so many cute little koalas, and we even got the chance to hold one. Say hi to Orlando.
We were only expecting to see koalas and we would have been happy enough with that. However, there was so much more to see, ranging from crocodiles to kangaroos. What do they feel like?
Really soft.
They're really soft.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
There you go. Look at mother go.
It was then time to head back into the city where we explored South Bank. This is a lovely strip along the river with markets, restaurants and even a beach. We then went on to the big wheel like a true tourist. It was now time for some real beaches, so we headed down to the Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise in particular. This beach was like nothing we had ever seen before. All you could see was the beach for as far as the eye could see.
We fancied a swim, but the waves looked a little too big for our liking, so we headed to Byron Bay, where me and my dad went for a paddle. We only spent a day in each of these places as it was time to catch a flight to Melbourne. Due to Lauren and my dad being big animal lovers, we found ourselves at another zoo. To be fair to them, it's one of the best zoos we have been to, so all in all, it was a good day out.
The next day, it was time for the Puffing Billy Railway. Yeah, we've never heard of it either. But after doing some research, it turned out that there is a steam train that you can sit on with your legs dangling out of the window.
This train runs from Belgrave to Lakeside and you have about 45 minutes to enjoy the views from this old style steam train. You then get around 2 hours to have a walk around the lake or cycle on the lake before making your way back.
Try to sit on the right hand side of the train on the outbound journey for the best views. It was such a wholesome experience as everyone waves to each other when passing by. So yeah, Bells Beach was the first stop on our Great Ocean Road adventure.
And what a beautiful beach it was. This really got us excited to see what else this famous road had to offer us.
It was now time to get back into the car for a beautiful drive to our next stop. the Great Ocean Road Memorial Arch. You can't do the trip without coming here. This felt like the official start to what was about to be a magical few days.
If you want the full itinerary that we did on the Great Ocean Road, you can get that for free on our website. The link is in the description below. We then made our third stop of the day, Lorne. This is a beautiful coastal town, perfect for some lunch. After soaking up the sun for a while, we headed to the Kennet River Koala Walk, where you can see koalas in their natural habitat. Seen any koalas? Yep.
Full family on that trip.
Oh, he's going to be falling off with
Honestly,
wind.
it does look wobbly, doesn't he? And he's only resting on a little stick behind him.
We only saw one koala as we decided the walk was a little bit too adventurous for us, so headed back to the car. It was still very much worth visiting as it were beautiful and you could see all sorts of wildlife, some that you don't particularly want to see. We ended the day in Apollo Bay, another beautiful town along the coast. So after an early sunrise to start the day, it was time to head to the Great Otway National Park Lighthouse. But little did we know that the best part was yet to come. We came across some wild koalas, including a very young one and one that we could get so close to that we could almost touch it. Of course we didn't, but this really made our day. We then made our way through the beautiful scenery to the 12 Apostles. Even though we have seen these so many times on pictures, to see them in real life was something special. Next up was a quick stop off at Lockhart Gorge and looking at the Island Arch lookout. We didn't stay here long as we had to get to Port Campbell for the night. Sadly, it was now time for my parents to go back to England whilst we stay to live and build a life here for the next year. The past 5 months have been amazing, from van life around Europe to backpacking Southeast Asia, but we are ready for the next challenge, which is moving to Australia with nowhere to live, no job, no friends, no plan and limited money. But if travelling has taught us anything, it's that you must find a way to make it work, so that is what we're going to try and do. Please join us next time as we show you what it's like trying to move to Australia as a 22-year-old couple and find out where we are going to live our life for 2024. Thanks to everyone who's been watching. We can't wait to share the next chapter of our journey with you.